Hello and welcome to Entirely English. In our previous episodes, we had a look at a Reddit discussion on insults and put downs, the British way. And this is the third and final part. I've had a skip through the rest of the page, and most of it is repetitions. So we'll see how we go. If there's enough time, we will add on the Quora discussion on this as well. There are a few different ones on that, I think. Let's get into it, continuing from where we left off. All right. Our first one is calling someone a ham-fisted, and then we've got the C word. That's irrelevant. The ham-fisted part is important. When you call somebody ham-fisted, it means they're clumsy, like they've got no dexterity, no finesse. They're just, and you're trying to fix, say, your hard drive in your computer, and they're bang, they crush it, they destroy it. They are ham-fisted. Silly cow is a good one. I was going to say obviously, but maybe not. It is generally directed at women to essentially mean they're stupid or they're being stupid at that time. Sometimes it can be a jokey thing, like, oh, you silly cow, what are you doing? So not always an insult, not always a put down, but yeah. I think there was some scandal in the media when I think one of the Labour Party was heard to call Theresa May, who was Prime Minister at that time, a silly cow or something like that. And people were very offended because it's an insult directed at women. Oh, you're just one sandwich short of a picnic. In, I think, the first video, Don Wright, I don't know if this is actually a real name or a joke to do something like Don Wright. Don, if you're there, let me know. Mentioned a pork pie short of a picnic. There are some variations on that. Tea short of a picnic, cream cake short of a picnic. Just means the person isn't all there. There's something missing mentally. So a sandwich short of a picnic is not a complete picnic. Oh, that Boris Johnson, he's a sandwich short of a picnic. She's no oil painting. Just means somebody's not attractive. And often it's used as a retort to somebody when they say, oh my God, I wouldn't go out with her. And you say to him, well, you're no oil painting either. Means you're not attractive. You're not perfect. So shut up. Merchant banker. I could be wrong, but I think this one began with Monty Python with the merchant banker sketches, and it became rhyming slang, merchant banker wanker. See, he's a merchant banker. I think the idea being that you can't be accused of being rude because you're not using the actual word. Q and the horse you rode in on. Yeah, that's one we don't hear very often these days. I think it's possibly an American one. You know, we cowboys riding horses everywhere. Basically go to hell. Jobby muncher. Jobby is a Scottish word for poo. They often use jobby as part of their insults. You great big fat jobby. Jobby muncher. Muncher is to eat. So it's the same as calling somebody a shit eater. Jobby muncher. Methinks thou art a general offence. This is a Shakespeare quote. Methinks thou art a general offence, like you offend everybody, you offend everything. And the full quote goes, methinks thou art a general offence, and every man should beat thee. It's from the play All's Well That Ends Well. I think using Shakespeare quotations as insults today is very clever, and it confuses people because a lot of people don't understand. I think they'd understand this one, just this little phrase, methinks thou art a general offence, because it's clear. I think you generally offend everything. It's impossible to underestimate you, meaning that whatever it is you're being graded on is so low, we couldn't underestimate it. We couldn't go lower. So I never underestimate your stupidity. Mouth breather, that's a good one. Generally, it means that somebody is stupid. They're like, mouth breather is somebody who's not civilized, not intelligent, and it is epitomized when you see these people who are mouth breathers. The mouth is open all the time, even when they're not speaking. Vivian, you complete and utter bastard. Complete and utter are brilliant. It's even better than absolute or total for making something offensive. You don't have to use bastard. You could use you complete and utter cabbage. Again, it's these adjectives which give it force. It's the beauty of the British language, the way we insult and put people down. It's just the adjectives, really. You can use all the swear words you want, but those adjectives, complete and utter, absolute, total, unremitting, these things make it very forceful. And it's brilliant. Nitwit. Nitwit is a lovely one. It means an idiot. Nitwit. Wit is intelligence. You know, like Oscar Wilde was a great wit, very clever with words. Nit is the small insect that often in children's hair in schools, the nit nurse comes around and looks for them and they have to put petrol or something on their hair. No, not quite like that. To get rid of the nits. So a nitwit means you have the intelligence of this thing. And like most of these insults, people don't think about that. It's just nitwit means stupid. That's as far as people consider it. Had a mate who once accused another mate of ours of sniffing bus seats. Some kind of perversion, bus seat sniffer. It goes on for buses. Sniffing where people have sat. Just an insult, just a simple insult. There's no nuances to it. Your nan barks at the postman. You know, it's famous that postmen often get attacked by their dogs. They go to the house, dog attacks them. So your nan barks at the postman. Your nan is a dog. Any sort of insult towards a family insults you. Daft as a brush. This is a lovely one, classic. This used to be used in our house growing up. I have no idea where it came from or what it means. It was usually when talking about my brother or the dog. He's as daft as a brush, that lad. Yeah, I did look at this up because daft as a brush, we use it all the time. And I thought, what is the brush? Is it the tail of a fox? Why is that daft? And I looked on Google and there's no answer. Some etymology says it might go back to Scots, besoms, and every possibility just linked it back to a brush by a different name. I don't know why a brush is daft. You remember from the previous video, daft meant silly, stupid. So daft as a brush. It's a little bit crazy. Not so much stupid, more sort of crazy. Daft apeth we had last time. And someone crashes their car and you shout, "You can't park there, mate." Not an insult, not a put down, just a silly comment. You absolute spanner. We had spanner before and it reminded me, we often call people a tool. You stupid tool. Tool is, in that respect, another word for penis. It's like calling somebody a dick, you tool. So maybe there's some connection there with spanner. Don't know. Spanner means stupid. Or you were stupid at that time, not always stupid. You're not pretty enough to be that stupid. It's like we had again on the previous video. There's one which was, your brain says marry rich, but your face says study hard. It's a similar sort of thing to that. You're not pretty enough to be this stupid. You've got to do some work. Dopey twat. Dopey is stupid, like dopey in, everybody knows the Disney Cinderella. No, Snow White. Everybody knows the Disney Snow White film with Dopey. He was the ridiculous character. Twat is another word. I don't think we had this one before. It's for the female private parts. Someone pushed in front of me in the queue at Aldi the other day. I said out loud, "That's not very British." She looked so disappointed with herself. That's nice. Yeah, that's very nice. Yeah, as we said before, you can turn anything into an insult just by making sure you start it with "you absolute." For example, "you absolute bin bag." Absolutely. Yeah, you're sweating like these can be used when you're talking about somebody being nervous. I don't know if it's actually a put down, it's just a comment. But you're sweating like Gary Glitter in a playground, you're sweating like Vanessa Feltz in a sweet shop. Gary Glitter was a celebrity who was done as a pedo, and Vanessa Feltz is a horrible, fat, grotesque, offensive television presenter with no skill. Forget it. Yes, perfectly said here. An English insult is implied rather than grounded in the vocabulary. That's why we can use words like cabbage and table to insult somebody. Your village just called, it's missing its idiot. The village idiot. Twat and bell end we've had before. Fucktard is a portmanteau, is when two words are put together. King or retard. Retard, somebody who's mentally abnormal, subnormal. Cockwomble again. Absolute again. You blithering idiot, especially when said by Jeremy Clarkson. Yeah, we had blithering idiot before, or blithering something. So no need to go over that. But yeah, Jeremy Clarkson is very good at those things.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Look at the rev counters, you blithering idiot. Hammond, you blithering idiot, you totally ruined this car.
Left.
That's right, you blithering idiot.
Right.
Blithering idiots? What a blithering idiot.
Patient to hospital.
Hammond, you blithering idiot.
The thing I've got to find out, though, really, is most politicians, as far as I can work out, are pretty incompetent and then have a veneer of competence.
Yes.
You do seem to do it the other way round.
Yes. Oh, you can't rule out the possibility that, beneath the elaborately constructed veneer of a, blithering idiot, there lurks a blithering idiot.
Then we've got bumder again. These people don't seem to realize bumder was a word coined in a television series called The In-Betweeners. For some reason, people like it. And they use bumder in place of the word bummer, which had been used for decades before that. But again, the modern society were not allowed to call somebody gay, so bumder was their way of getting around it. Oh, buffoon. This is another old one. It's, again, the G.K. Chesterton type period, Jeeves and Wooster, that sort of time. I think it actually goes right back to Shakespeare's day, buffoon. It's a fool, like a clown, a jester, somebody who does the pratfalls and looks ridiculous. Cockwomble, 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 bar steward. Okay, bar steward. That's a way of saying bastard. And it used to be very offensive. So if we look at the Jeeves and Wooster time, a bastard, somebody who was born out of wedlock, was looked down on by society. So if you called somebody that, you were insulting them, putting them right down at the bottom of society. But maybe it's because we've got so many single-parent families now. Maybe it's because somebody pointed out that even Shakespeare used the word, but it seems to be quite acceptable now. Not that you should use it towards your teacher, for example. You could certainly get into trouble. Cockwomble, cockwomble. Oh, there's another one as well, nincompoop. That's from years ago. Possibly something our grandparents would use these days. A fool, or somebody behaving foolish at that time, a nincompoop. I did a little search there. There's no explanation for it. Again, people guessing at the etymology of it, but no actual source. One part says possibly from Nicodemus, who asked stupid questions in the Bible. doubt that. And then they say poop is possibly just a word for fool. Poop is a word for poo, shit. So, like shit for brains. Okay, and the rest of these are either just insulting comments towards the British from idiots who don't understand the world, and lots of repetitions, including, as you can see, cockwomble, cockwomble, cockwomble. I think it's fairly safe to say the most popular insult and put down on at least the Reddit group is cockwomble. Okay, so we'll end that there. That's the end of our Reddit discussion. Once I've edited this video, if it's less than, say, 15 minutes, then I'll do the Quora discussion as well. If it's over that, then I'll do the Quora one as a separate video. So wait and see if there's a splice right here. Okay. So that was a little bit longer than I thought, even with editing. I'm not going to squeeze the Quora one on here. I had a look at the Quora discussion, and there's not a lot on there. Seems to be more badly organized than the Reddit discussion. But I'll do that as the next video, and possibly half that, then half some additional ones to finish off this mini-series. If you have any thoughts on what we should do after this, do please pop them in the comments. I'd be interested. If there's any insults and put downs that you've heard that you are not sure about, again, put them in the comments and I'll try to put them on the next video. If you enjoyed this, please click the like button. If you want to stay up to date, click subscribe. Do, if you know anybody who would be interested, share it. And do come back for the next video. Thanks for joining me. See you again soon. Bye-bye.
Remember.